Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Russ and this is my Subaru Forester. This is a 2024 model year. It's a sport and I'm going to talk about the CVT today. CVT has been on my mind even before I got into this car. It was the main reason why I was checking out the Toyota RAV4 because it had the 8-speed automatic. The CVT, obviously, in this day and age, you hear more and more good things about the CVT, but they still have this bad sort of image. So, after driving this car for 6 months, I could tell you the CVT is not a problem, but at the same time, here are a few things that I noticed about the car. So, 99% of the time, you don't feel the CVT. You're just going about like your business in CVT, you don't even feel it. Then on the highway, same thing. You don't really feel the CVT. It's no problem. Sometimes if you're floored, you hear that whine, which is a little annoying, but it only happens when the car doesn't have the time to simulate the gears for you and just starts giving you the full power and goes full on CVT. And you just hear that completely uninspiring whine coming from CVT. Not a problem. What can you do? But at the same time, a few things I noticed, and it has to do with the temperature. When the car is cold, it's been sitting for too long at night, like it just happened again this morning, and this is, I believe, the fourth time after a really cold night, even after you warm up the car for about 2 or 3 minutes, I noticed that there's like a whine coming from the CVT, and it just feels like almost like it's at 50% or something, like it's in preservation mode. It just sounds different, it feels different, and then after driving for about 5-10 minutes of actual driving, the sound goes away and it's back to normal. Sometimes I actually had to restart the car in order for it to go away. Didn't happen in summer, happens in the winter months when the car is cold. Another thing I noticed about the CVT that happens more often on colder days is the fact that basically the car gets a little jerky. Like you start driving it until about, I don't know, 10 miles an hour, the car sort of like jerks forward a little bit for no reason. Just like it almost feels like it's like a living being over there. Like, I don't know. It's odd feeling, but yeah, something you just kind of get used to. Not a deal breaker for me overall. I think this car still has more benefits than it does shortcomings, but just one of those things you have to understand and get used to. Another thing that I noticed that happens with CVT in the warmer months and not in the colder months is the fact that basically you'll be driving, like you're going 20 miles an hour, you slow down to a stop sign or stoplight, you're doing about 7 miles an hour, and suddenly you feel like your car would pick up like almost a mile of speed. Your passengers in the car would not feel it, but you feel almost like, woo, like the car is just like sort of wants to propel forwards. And at first it happened to me. I'm just like, whoa, I'm trying to brake for a stoplight here. Why is the car speeding up? It doesn't feel right. Then I went to the forums. Apparently it's normal. It happens to everybody with different degrees of basically intensity. But what it is basically the way that I read it, it's a torque converter and the way then it releases. And basically that's how and why it feels like the car is speeding up a little. Yeah, if it happens to you for the first time, it feels weird and not natural, but it doesn't happen every time. So it's like this CVT has a mind of its own, literally. And yeah, sometimes it gets jerky when it's really cold and it almost sounds different. It does sound different. It's like a whistling noise coming out of the CVT. Hard to explain, but you have to hear it to understand it. And yeah, in the summer it does something else. It speeds up when you're slowing down. So you could definitely live with this on a daily basis and it's not going to be a major annoyance at all. But here are a few things that I noticed that did happen and make me wonder, if I had a regular automatic, would it be different? But for that, I'd have to be in a RAV4 right now. And then, I don't know, would I get a RAV4 just because of the gearbox? No. And I didn't. So, yeah. Alright. Thanks for watching, guys. For more videos like this, feel free to subscribe.